Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're back with more Miami Heat NBA 2K14 UBR Association content. And in this video, we're going to start off by just going through some of the rotations, adjusting some of the minutes for some of the players on our team. We want to give some more time to our starters because I think there's a big gap between what our starters can bring and what our bench is going to be able to bring to the table. So just going through here, giving a few more minutes to Rory Sparrow, John Sunfield as well, two of our main guards who are going to be coming off the bench. Tellus Frank is going to be our sixth man with about 18 minutes a game. Going to take away all of Pat Cummings' minutes and give the remaining minutes to our backup power forwards, Davis and Long. So we want to give the rest of the last few minutes that are left to Thompson and Glenn Rice, Rory Cycli, Kevin Edwards, and Sherman Douglas. I think that's going to be our best way for success since this is mostly going to affect our sim games. We're going to start off by adjusting our scoring options. First, second, third scoring options. Glenn Rice is going to obviously be our first scoring option. Ronnie Cycli our second scoring option, and then Sherman Douglas our third. So two rookies in the top three there. And as far as offensive and defensive philosophies, we're going to play more in transition defense. We want to set extra passes as well. We want to be a heavy ball movement team. Defense, I don't think we're going to go after the offensive glass too much, so we're just going to get back and play good defense in transition. So let's go into our first drill here. This is just basically one of the drills you can play in association where you have to just own as many zones as possible after the allotted time. So really it's a matter of just spamming essentially the shots in the paint to see who can get the most zones in this time. Kevin Edwards is taking a pretty heavy lead on me here early on. He's cheesing in the paint and I'm trying my best to follow suit. But that's basically all this drill is, but it's a good way to quickly boost a couple of your shooting ratings. So if I'm able to beat Kevin Edwards here, I'll get +1 medium shot, +1 3-pointer, and +1 offensive consistency. Again, kind of trying to get rid of Edwards' zones out here just inside the 3-point line while I'm out here here for the corner three. Might as well just try and get that zone 2 underneath the basket. Let's get this layup. So I think this drill is a good way, even though I don't play with shot timing on, I'm playing with real shooting percentages. So basically like whatever the player's ratings are is how well they're going to shoot and just the shot selection. It's a good way to get a feel for your player. And just kind of understand their movements, how their shooting is as I come back and beat Edwards 7-4 with zoned, and I get my rewards. So let's go into the second drill, which is Sherman Edwards playing the pick and roll game. First part of this drill is being the ball handler in the pick and roll. And then I follow up with being the screener in the pick and roll game, and then the last one is playing defense in the pick and roll game. I thought I could, when I initially started this drill, I thought I could pass to the screener after they set a screen for me, but basically it's all reliant on the person with the ball if they're able to score or not. So really Kevin Edwards, even though I don't set great screens or anything by any means, he's able to get a few buckets for me, and I need 7 points to win the drill. And I only got 1 when I was the pick and roll ball handler. So Sherman Douglas being so small, I feel like I'm not able to set very effective screens, and I don't know what Edwards is doing there. He just decided to not play anymore. So here I am on defense against one of my backup point guards. It's really funny. I felt like I started off pretty confidently, and then you'll see these next few parts of the drill, I get absolutely cooked by Hafner, who is our backup into the bench point guard, who I won't even be playing in games, even though based on the way he abused me in this challenge, maybe I should give him some playing time. But I don't know why I had such a hard time sticking with him. And all I needed was one more point to finish the scrimmage off and win it, and I could not do it. As you'll see here, he gets by me. I kept getting left behind. He makes jump shots in my face. Yeah, really struggled. I don't know why. Our backup gave me such a hard time. I feel like I played defense one-on-one in like real games against far better rated players and perform a lot better than that. So here's the third drill of the ones that I can do for now, and this time I'm controlling Kevin Edwards. Essentially, this is it's called sign out, where I pick a player that I want to play defense against. I gotta get a stop, and then that basically gives them 1 strike. And if I'm able to give a player 3 strikes, then they're out. So start off the drill by giving up a bucket, but now I want to go at Hafner again because he pissed me off when I was with Sherman. So I need to go at him again with Kevin Edwards, a little bit of a bigger body, and I don't let Hafner do much of anything against me this time, thankfully, and I make him sign out pretty quick. And then really the rest of the players in this drill are backup power forwards and backup centers who, as long as I hold them out of the paint and force them into tough outside shots, it's going to be really hard for them to get makes. So luckily with Kevin Edwards, I'm able to play stellar defense for most of this drill. Size-wise, even though I don't quite hold up, I can just get in their way and force like a fadeaway jump shot like right there with Long. And then here's Pat Cummings here. He's a into the bench depth center type of guy. You can see here he kind of abuses me in the post, but it doesn't matter. He misses a point blank layup. So again, it was a pretty easy pickings to get strikes on these guys. 3 of the 5 players were pretty terrible backup big guys. And then the last one here, John Sunvald, he scored on me first, so I was kind of worried about him and didn't want to play defense on him until the end again. But I'm able to get in his way and get a couple steals and hold him to just getting that first basket and then this second basket. But that put me back on offense, but able to score in the lane against him pretty easily. He's not a good defender by any means. So here's Sunfeld one last time, kind of just getting in his grill as much as I can and able to get the stop, get the points. Really good rewards for that. 2+ on-ball defense, 4+ block, 3+ steal. So definitely not insignificant boosts for players if you win those drills with them. So let's go into looking at our staff. I kind of want to hire some more scouts, get a new trainer in here. I think with this Heat team, more of an emphasis is going to be placed on the NBA draft and scouting and making sure we get our scouting down correct, and much more so than us trying to acquire known talent in free agency. So let's go hire some good scouts and look at the prospect board. Alright everyone, let's take a look at the 1990 draft class that we will have in the file. In real life, Derek Coleman out of Syracuse, power forward, he went number 1 overall to the New Jersey Nets. And then Gary Payton went number 2 and he went to the Seattle Supersonics. So aside from Derek Coleman and Gary Payton, this was a pretty lackluster draft class overall. There wasn't a ton of star talent from this draft. I mean, some other notable names besides those two. Tony Kukoc was in this draft class, so obviously he had a really good career with the Bulls. He was probably the second or third best player overall from the class. And then you had Kendall Gill, who you can see here as a top 5 pick, projected pick, so I expect he'll go in the top 5 in this version. D. Brown was another good player from this draft. A pretty solid career, nothing special, but he would probably be in the top 4 or 5 players from this draft class. But again, this first draft class that will be featured in this association is nothing quite like some of the draft classes that we'll see a little bit later on going into the mid-90s. So I expect, even though we won't have a good record this year, I don't know if there's going to be a ton of help at the top of the draft to help us. I would say our main target will probably be Derek Coleman, assuming we get the top 2 or 3 pick. He definitely would be a prime candidate to get drafted. I think he would pair well with Ronnie Cycli, but just kind of going through the rest of the class, like I said, it kind of lacks the star power. It lacks a lot of the names that a lot of us know from just the 90s and early 2000s basketball. So even though we will probably finish in the lottery, it's very, very likely we'll finish in the top half of the lottery. I can't expect to bank on any transformative talent to come in. You'll kind of see this class doesn't quite have 60 players to choose from whenever we get to draft time, so there will be some players selected in this class that, and this here's Tony Kukoc, like I mentioned earlier. There will be some kind of like fake players that are going to be drafted, but I'm doing 30 team control, so I'll end up just releasing the players that are kind of fake from the teams and not sign them so that they're not put on the roster. Something else that I wanted to mention to you guys while I'm highlighting the class is that this file actually has a couple of teams that are obviously not around in the 89-90 season, but this game doesn't let you delete teams from association. So you'll see like the Bobcats in this file, the Raptors are not in existence yet, and also the Vancouver Grizzlies. These 3 teams will be teams that, since I'm doing 30 team control, I'm not going to sign anyone with these teams. I'm going to make sure no trades, no draft picks happen with these teams. As you can see here, they're made up of fake players, all 25 rated, 25 overall. They're all just generated players that aren't going to really do anything. I expect these teams will probably go 0-82. Maybe the only wins they'll have are against each other. So what I'm planning to do with the draft with these teams is just drafting those kind of generic created players that you see in this draft class that don't have names, and so they're rated like F overall. So these teams won't have any real players selected to them. So for instance, if Vancouver, Toronto, and the Grizzlies get the top 3 picks in the draft, what I'll do is the top 3 picks will be some of these generic players that you see here. And I guess the draft will really start whenever the real teams start drafting. So we'll go more into that as we get closer to the draft and once that actually happens. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So as far as prospects I'm planning on scouting, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to have a top 5 or top 10 pick. So I've already hired a couple scouts. I wanted to hire scouts with A ratings, A potential, and A overall. I also have a C level and C potential prospect scout. But what I wanted to do here is, like, I know I'm going to invest pretty heavily in scouting and building for the future. So that's where I'm going to invest, and not so much in free agency at the moment. So let's start with some guys that we know we're probably going to have a good chance to get. Let's go after Kendall Gill first. He'll probably be one of my top 3 targets. Derek Coleman will definitely be another one that we want to possibly add to the equation, so we'll scout him. I feel pretty good about Sherman Douglas at point guard, so while Gary Payton is obviously probably one of the 2 can't miss prospects in this draft alongside Derek Coleman, we'll have to see if Coleman lives up to his potential a little bit more in game than in real life. So I feel pretty good about Sherman Douglas at point guard, so I'm not sure if I want to scout Gary Payton or not just yet. I think there's some other positional needs that we'll want to add to the equation. I think additional wing help could be pretty good. Dennis Scott looks like a pretty good candidate to draft. He was drafted 7th overall in real life out of Georgia Tech. Pretty good handling, pretty good athleticism, has a good outside shot, but his defense is a little shoddy. But he's 6'8" and 230, so I think he could man either wing spot alongside Glenn Rice, so I'll send a scout his way as well. All right, everyone, it's time for the first game of the year as we welcome Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the rest of the Bulls into town to take on our Heat team that won 15 games last year, so it should be an interesting first contest as we take on one of the powerhouses in the NBA. Should be a good one. I'm going to tap out on the commentary as the pregame kind of gets rolling here. I will be back with post-game analysis, recap of stats, and just kind of talk through some of the highlights of the game, and then I'll end the episode with a quick preview of what to expect in episode 3 of this association. So see you then, and hope you enjoy these highlights.
And a tip-off opening night. Let's check out the starting lineups. Okay, first for the Bulls, John Paxson is out there with Jordan. We've got Cartwright, a very solid big man who'll be making every effort to control the glass and make some big plays under the rim. Then it's Pippen, and it's Grant in at the 4 spot. And then for the Miami Heat, and it's Thompson in at the 4-man position.
A lot of people picked the Heat to run away with the East last year, and they were right on target. They were just so far and away better than any other team in the East that just didn't see them losing much during the course of the season.
As you said, the Heat clinched the East pretty early and were able to rest up a lot of their players down the stretch. Steve, never easy to win when everyone expects you to win games, but the Heat didn't seem fazed by the pressure at all.
Well, this is a championship team, and I think once you win that first title, you get a different level of confidence. And that
shot a hit from Pippen. The drive by Jordan, outside Pippen, in low to Cartwright. That drops. And Doris Burke spoke with Doug Collins. Doris?
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit the
And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Grant, he's covered by Johnson. Foul call downtown on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, he's someone who can just demolish you on the glass, and that ain't the paint.
And you know what? He's super on the offensive glass. Whether he's bagging his own groceries or sticking back one of his teammates' misses, he gets it done in there. Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the
guys, this offense very effective.
Going right at it.
And this is where you just start picking apart the defense, and now you take their
2 minutes played. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy. Really, it was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster and with great coaching, too.
Here's Jordan. Solid shot from the
thing for his team.
Douglas, the pass to Rice. He feeds it to Douglas. The dish to Thompson.
It's good when you have the best record in the league. You're going to be... The Heat just destroyed people down in Miami.
Crazy is that from the Heat to win as many games as they did last season, but still be second in the league in home rate. Still far and away number 1 home in the East.
Well, yeah, the Knicks were the closest to a team in the East to Miami, but the Heat really just did what they had to do.
Just approaching 3 minutes played. Pass to Edwards. Wide open look. And the finish screen on Edwards. Jordan kicks to Grant. Ripped away. Here's Douglas. And a foul. Paid and split their free throws right down the middle so far. Rice, guarded by Pippen. It's Thompson off the drive. Deflects the pass. Number 4. Lays it up and in. And that one goes in as...
And he will take the ball right into the team.
Leading by 5. Tipped. Douglas against Jordan. And the basket good. Kicks it to Douglas. And he drops it in. Pass to Cook. And there's the winner. Clark, that probably weighs on their minds in running. Douglas off the pitch from Thompson. Douglas the pass to Frank. And the powerful one-handed shot.
Defenders would have come a little more to put a stop to that stuff, man. So far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there.
Thompson right side. Dishes it to Douglas. No good from outside. There's the bucket. Good. Shot clock at 6. Tips it. It's good on the putback. Number 20, guarded by Jordan. Here's Douglas. Tries again. And he lays it up and in.
12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
No good from Grant. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Rice. Uses full hand.
The shot is the only option there. Really good defensive position.
And he feeds it to Thompson. Here's Frank. And the rejection by Pippen. And here's the fast break. Jackson passes to Cook. And that one's good. And Neely subbed in for Pippen. The pass to Edwards. Number 2. Buries it from three-point range.
Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely three-point shooting and got some help from the same
Defensive execution. Nice pick. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist.
That's really the right play defensively. And if you can't get the block, send them to...
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Lead out front. They're up by 7. And back with the start of the second quarter.
Finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, their passing has been terrific too. Clark, we're seeing a lot of assists, really moving. On the flow offensively. I like what I see.
Boy, I love it.
No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Kim. It's rebounded by Frank.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, even from sticking up, 8 inches?
Neely the pass to Kim. That's good. Passes it to Frank. And so he tried to shoot 2.
Well, the Bulls battling last one in what was one of the more interesting series of the first.
6 on the shot clock.
There will be a lot of high expectations this year. And nothing stays exactly the same for a team from year to year.
Pass to Edwards. Lets it fly. That's it. Back to King. And so
And they were top 10 in free throw percentage.
Good shot available.
Douglas off the pitch from long. And off the basket.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the round.
Armstrong against Douglas. A putback. He hangs in there. Makes it to Douglas. Edwards. With the lead pass. Number 4. And the layup passes to Hodges. Now King drills the baseline jumper. And the pass to Edwards. Here's Rice. Blanketed by the Heat
At this moment.
outside. Davis. Fast break. Here they come. The shot's good from Rice.
What they've got going right now is not getting it done.
On the top of the key, and the Bulls tap on Davis with a screen on Edwards. Armstrong passes to King. 6 to shoot. Takes the 13-footer. Good on the shot.
Quite fight his way through traffic.
Here's Hodges. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single hit Douglas. Number 4, defended by King. Back to Pippen. Lock at 6. Takes a big high bouncing coat. And there's the pass to Edwards. To the inside. So the whistle blows on the shot in.
Obvious foul.
Yeah, he took a hit right there and earned those free throws.
And for the Bulls, defense is one of the few things in the NBA that can neutralize a
Above 500 away from home. That's a real tribute to this team and the coaching staff.
from the line, going 6 of 9.
This was a very consistent free throw shooting.
Something you can point to when you're talking about their...
Douglas puts the lead pass in front of him. Thompson passes to Frank. Finds the bottom of the back.
Today, guys, I mean, this shooting has led them to this lead.
Here's Paxson. Count the bucket. Come up
At the rim, they got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
And it's sent back by Rice. And that's out of bounds. Chicago back to Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots from 14. No good off the front iron. Goes back up. In deep. Pippen. Jordan inside. It's hauled in by the Heat. Thompson's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Rice. And he throws it home. Cartwright, defended by Frank. Gets it to go. Feeds to Douglas. Gets it to go. Douglas has got 12 points in the game. There's 48 seconds left in the first half. Paxson kicks to Grant. Down low. Intercepted. And they're running. Dishes to Thompson. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket. Outside Jordan. Outside Pippen. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so we conclude the first half. Heat lead by 10. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the third quarter. But right now, it's time for the Spring Halftime Show with Dan Bruce.
The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. The NBA.
Paxson, defended by Frank. Just 4 to shoot. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. Here's Grant. Goes up again. So he gets the whistle. Contact and last of their homestand.
I'll be looking forward to seeing how that Philadelphia game turns out, guys.
The Heat making a switch here. It's 6 on the shot clock. Here's Rice. It's going to be 2 in the game. And he makes the first.
The key stop when they need it.
Jordan against Edwards. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, he earned that one. Took the hit and still
Body control. And the will to get it done. You like it.
will sit back and play a more straight-up defensive style and be very effective that way as well.
The shot's good from Rice.
Kevin, he's got such a great focus as a shooter. He's a very frustrating player to guard because unless you actually block his shot, you are not going to get in his head and affect him.
Another skill that sets him apart is success rate on catch and shoot jumpers. It's not every player that has such a great feel for that particular shot.
The Heat making a switch here. Paxson kicks to Grant. He dishes it to Jordan. Outside Jordan. Solid play. Just got a 2.5 minutes gone. Pass to Frank. Edwards with it. The pass to Edwards. Tries it from 19. That's good on the jump shot. The play now. Jordan. Edwards defending. 14 feet away. Here's Cartwright. And that one is good with the... Here's Douglas. He's got 12. Rice. Rebound. Grant. Grant's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Pippen. That's good. Pippen's got 6. Edwards with it. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Number 4. And so he ends up cracked and he'll shoot 2. And what do you guys think so far? He feeds it to Jordan. Purdue the screen. Here's Jordan. And the Bulls take on 2 more. Paxson against Douglas. It's good. He drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line.
He didn't shoot it well from the
Pippen. There's the pass to Purdue. Outside Jordan. Soft touch off the glass. Jordan's got 9 points. Number 20, guarded by Jordan. Number 4, gets the bucket. Outside Pippen. Jordan. Fades away.
And attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He is.
Number 20. And there's one for the Heat. Here is Paxson. And again, no good by Chicago.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Here's Rice. Nice pass. Nice catch. And a receiving and dunk.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes. Watch outside.
Passes it to Paxson. 18 feet out. The shot's good on the assist.
When they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Backs him down. Pass to Paxson. And foul.
Deep ball there.
No question about that. You can hear the impact from where I am.
It's his first trip to the line. No free throws, good percent from the 4. Nice work so far from that. Jordan off a pick from King. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist by Jordan. Davis has got his second bucket tonight in the third. Now the pass to Edwards. He kicks it to Thompson. And so he draws the 2-2. And some scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've just continued to.
He dishes it to Jordan. And the defense in that position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
No slowing him down. Just incredible numbers. Done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points.
Miami needs to get a shot off. That's good. Thompson's. Now Paxson. 6 points for him. Backing down is Jordan. The shot's good from Paxson. Still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Heat by 2. Shot clock at 6. Number 2. And fouled hard. And the first one goes.
You know, you've got to like the fact that they're getting to the line. And on top of that, they're making their free throws in this half.
Missed it. Couldn't pass up that chance.
Yeah, that's an easy jump shot. You got to take that.
Here's Cartwright. Battles through traffic. The pass to Edwards. Number 20. Wide open shot. So the whistle blows on the shot. First free throw is good.
Automatic from the line.
And the Heat making a change here. No good on this.
When look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you.
3 rebounds so far in the game. Number 2. And he threw the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time. There's the pick. Kicks to Grant. Defended by Frank. Takes the 13-footer. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Number 2. From the top of the key, he buries it.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
With the shot, and right on target. Back to Pippen. The dish now to Jordan. 6 to shoot. The shot's good on the assist by Pippen.
But really, whatever the situation is, there are a number of ways he can come at you at that end of the floor.
Edwards leading with a nice touch off the block. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And you can count he'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, that's the goal every time down. Just find a high percentage.
Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push.
And refocus, Kevin. You got to take care of your body. And I think we ought to drink some Gatorade here, too. I thought I noticed some slip-ups here the last couple minutes from your end on the play-by-play.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear the Heat's coach going over their game plan during that break. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear.
Free throw good, Jordan. The That's also good. So Grant with a screen on Douglas. Makes it. He doesn't get the second one. Douglas off the pick from Edwards. Shoots. That's good. And Douglas assists. And the Heat lead by 3.
And they've set up countless buckets on assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
The pass to Paxson. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Outside Pippen. Excellent D from Rice.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Pass to Edwards. Feeds to Douglas. Dishes it to Thompson. Thompson off the pick from Douglas. Thompson with it. Now defended by Cartwright. No coverage, that's it. Rice has got 10 points here in the second half. And here is Jordan. Pass to Paxson. Back to Jordan. Lets it go from the wing. And the shot is long. The Heat leading by 6. Thompson a screen on Pippen. To the paint. Number 4. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Try to tighten things up here.
You know, part of coaching, a lot of coaching actually is making sure that momentum never gets too far away from your team. That's a good timeout.
Pippen, the pass to Carter. They need this, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
When you look at the scoreboard and you realize how much he's already contributed, you really have to wonder how bad it might be if he weren't doing the job he's done so far.
Come on, back it up, man.
Here is Douglas. And Thompson kicks to Edwards. Pass to Rice. They double him with Jordan. Here's Edwards. Those 3-pointers off the mark. Bulls trail by 5. Paxson passes to Jordan. Can't hit. And it's Miami the other way. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Douglas. Thompson outside. He kicks it to Douglas. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
Hitting around 92% of their free throws overall. You got to love that kind of efficiency. Good volume at the line.
1:33 left here in the fourth quarter. The drive by Jordan. Grant puts it in from 15. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists in the game. Douglas off the pick from Edwards. Douglas the pass to Rice. He's against Jordan. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Bulls trail by 5. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter. Money! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Boy, he quieted the crowd with that big shot. That's a big play.
Yeah, the crowd's been hoping for something to cheer for, but nothing.
Douglas kicks to Edwards. Doubled by Grant. 5 to shoot, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
It's such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Bulls have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1. got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Number 4. He dishes it to Thompson. Number 4. Buries it.
They do have a foul to give here. Yeah, you might see them use that in some fourth.
Guys, your thoughts?
Down 3, you don't necessarily have to go for the 3. You could go for the quick bucket and then the foul.
I'm not sure. I mean, in this situation, I think they should look for the 3, Steve. I mean, try to tie this thing up. You've got 3-point shooters. Let it fly.
I'll tell you what, the first half may have been a little slow, but both clubs really picking up the intensity here in the second.
I'll say that's for sure. I mean, things have really ramped up here.
He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. Pippen dishes to Jordan. Snatched away.
Wow. Welcome to the postgame, everyone. The Miami Heat win the first game of the season against the Chicago Bulls 107-105. As here's Ronnie Cycli, who is the player of the game. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting to win this one. I think our offense made beautiful cuts. We played really hard all game, I felt. The offense was really flowing. I thought the defense was definitely pretty leaky at times, but overall, I mean, a pretty good effort. And Kevin Edwards with the play of the game with the steal on Michael Jordan at the end to wrap things up, as Ronnie Cycli was the player of the game for us. I didn't think he was the most impactful player in this game, honestly, even though he did have 17 points on 7 of 8 shooting, which is pretty outstanding. But all 5 starters are in double figures in this game. Glenn Rice led us in scoring. And then we also had some huge contributions off the bench. Rory Sparrow, 11 points. Tellus Franks, 11 points and 7 rebounds. Billy Thompson, he actually was the lone starter. I misspoke, who did not have double figures. He had 8 points and 8 rebounds. John Sundfeld had 6 points. And then we had Grant Long with 4 points in 17 minutes. But he also had a plus 13 plus minus, which led the team for us. And then going over the Bulls, Jordan had 33, but we held him to 12 of 25 shooting. So obviously we knew coming into the game he was going to get his, but I feel like we held him in check pretty well. Bill Cartwright was really, I felt like, the real difference maker. 23 points on perfect 9 for 9. Really held Scottie Pippen in check. 10 points. He was very quiet. 5 assists, but 4 of 13 shooting. And I think probably the biggest contributing factor in the win was there was periods of time where Jordan or Pippen wasn't in the game, and we really took advantage. Most of their bench guys were minus 10 or minus 8 on the plus minus, and us winning by 2. I mean, that makes a big difference. Overall, I mean, we shot outstanding from the field. It was really pretty startling, actually, how easy it was to get in the paint, get the looks that we wanted. Kevin Edwards made several timely mid-range shots. Glenn Rice, he was a little quiet early on, but I mean, he finished as the leading scorer, really showed off his athleticism, as we only shot 65 shot attempts, but 42 of 65, shooting 65% from the floor, even though we were only 2 of 8 from 3. I mean, anytime you shoot 65%, it's going to make it a lot easier to get the dub. First quarter shot 67%, second quarter shot 13 of 17, 76%. I mean, and I felt like we got every look that we wanted. We were living in the paint all game, and that's what helped us get out to a 48-32 lead in the second quarter, a 16-point lead. But then, as I knew they would, the Bulls closed the gap and made it a game in the second half. I thought we were going to blow it there at the end after really outplaying them for most of the game, but we held on, got the timely shots that we needed to, and wrapped it up with Kevin Edwards' steal of MJ at the end. So definitely an exciting first game for Miami. Wasn't expecting that win, but it doesn't get any easier for us from here on out as we head to Philadelphia for the second game in this back-to-back to play Charles Barkley and the 76ers. So we'll have to see if the Heat's shooting prowess continues in the next one. So thanks so much for checking out this episode, guys. Really appreciate the support. We'll be back for episode 3 against the 76ers. So looking forward to it. Take care, everyone.